Okay, I want to call the October 3rd Penn Trafford School District Information Meeting to order with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I just want to remind the audience, we are being videotaped. The kids no longer stay in the room, but they have it running, so everything's being taped from above.
Brett, there's no action items today? No.
Okay. Real quick, Nick, I'm sorry. And additionally, the board did meet this afternoon at 5:15 for executive session to discuss matters related to personnel and other such matters.
Okay, thank you. All right, special reports. Mr. Leonard, IU7?
Thank you, Mr. President. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We held several meetings in the past month or so to work on personnel issues, but I'll give you a quick summary of the things that aren't contained. We do get a pretty good report. It does go out in your packets. The meeting held September 27th. The agenda items were typical and they went smoothly. Several positions were filled. One administrative level person was hired to replace a recent resignation. Lynn Liu was employed for a 2-year term at the rate of $95,000 annually, effective October 1st, 2016, with the condition of passing all the background checks. She's the new financial services director, which is basically equivalent to our business manager. And the reason I'm going to give a little attention to that was a shift in the way things have been done. The board chose to go on the outside. This person has a limited amount of IU or school district experience. She comes from the business world. So that'll put a new slant on how things are done. Maybe a sharper pencil, I don't know. And that basically concludes that report. And I just want to say Deer Valley went well again this year. I don't know if anybody's going to say anything about that, but this is my fourth year, fourth session. I don't go for the whole week, I go for half the week. And I thought it was a very good experience. Once again, myself and my co-teacher, once again did a recycling composting class, which I believe was well received by the 5th grade students. And I appreciate the opportunity to interact with that group. That's all I have, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Leonard. Okay, Career Tech, myself. Our meeting was September 21st. The minutes you have in your email. The additional things that we just discussed is we had recognition plaques. We had 2 veteran board members. Rich Albert from Mount Pleasant came back and received a 14-year plaque. Rich had to suddenly resign because of the situation with the, believe it or not, midget football situation. All those shells you saw lined up, and his name was supposedly on one of them, and he says it's time to get out. And Lee Kunkel, who's 11 years, from Greensburg, Salem. Lee moved to Hempfield Township. So we had the plaques for those veterans that came back and very well received and went over real well. We also purchased a pickup truck, a Ford 350 with a aluminum spreader and an aluminum plow, and it's for $52,900. That was the best bid we got. It's a Ford F-350. And also on the 16th, our sports therapy exercise science instructor, if anybody knows one, he walked in, he just hired him this past summer. He walked in and he resigned. He said, "This isn't for me." No 2-week notice, no nothing. He just walked out. He just didn't want any more. It's just, I cannot handle this. This is too much for me to deal with. And he says, I'm going to leave. So anybody knows in sports medicine that can help out, Brad would be.
What's the criteria they're looking for?
Coupo.
You know what?
Athletic trainer or what?
The curriculum is, it would be included in that, yes. Okay, if
Just
Brad,
have Matt email to us
Brad,
the criteria.
Brad Elwood, could you do that, Matt? Could you
Sure.
use Excel? Because that'd be a good idea. I didn't think about that. Very good, Scott. Right here. I'll just leave this with you.
Okay.
And ask, give Brad a call tomorrow and tell him Scott's helped us out with the trainers here and maybe his instructor possibly finding someone. I think it'd be real good. And from the goodies, we got taco bar, chicken, beef, and pulled pork, macaroni salad, potato salad, homemade chips, apple and blueberry pie. Okay, that's all I have to report. Okay, information, Dr. Harris.
Sure, I have a couple of things. Excuse me, the first one, the PIMBA show this year will be on October 15th. Our school district is hosting it. It's a Saturday performance. I believe it starts at 3 and it's over at 9, so there's a lot of bands that perform. PT will be featured at 8 o'clock. And there's a band championship performance, and there's actually a name. I was trying to look on my phone real quick for the email, but I can't recall the title, but that's actually going to be on October 22nd. So we're hosting back-to-back band shows, so please come out and watch us. Mr. Vincent sent me this. He had a couple of great things he heard back from his former students that used to come tape our shows and work with the video. Monica Massell, she was one of our earlier PT video stars. She's now working as a production assistant for the Netflix show Orange is the New Black and the Amazon show Mozart in the Jungle. And I actually watched both of those, so she does a nice job there. As well as both PTV Penn Traveler Video members, Eddie Sheehy and Alex, and I hope I get this name right, maybe Scott can help me,
Balenciaga. Let me see it. Yeah, Balenciaga.
Balenciaga. They actually both won a College University Emmy Award for Robert Morris at the National Academy of Television Arts and Science Mid-Atlantic chapters. And the same awards gave out Emmy Awards to local stations like KDKA. The Penguins won 4 Emmy Awards, and another former Penn Trafford video student, Matt Morlino, works for the Penguins. So he was part of that team as well. So, and Eddie also won for Best On-Air Talent. And if you remember, a lot of us were here about 8 years ago. They were the ones always out front, the guys' team. So they're doing well. So great for the video club. Connersville sent us a thank you letter. We donated $3,064 during the game. That was collected from the parents and the donations of our school members and community, as well as a truckload of cleaning and school supplies, bottled waters, and several gift cards. So that was nice, and so I appreciate that. And Ed Grant, actually the director of Rescue 6, wanted to thank us for honoring him at the football game earlier this year. He said it was a great support, and we have a great working relation with Rescue 6, so I appreciate that. 2 other things. Trent Soames could not make it tonight, so he sent me his report. As I promised, I would read it. The student union would like to report that we are investigating the best way to spend the money in our budget. We are going to try to aim our events towards community involvement. We integrated technology by filling out Google Forms with each of our suggestions, and we will review them at the next meeting. We will be getting our own Chromebook to continue to integrate technology, and homecoming was successful. We had almost 800 kids attend the homecoming dance, so that was a pretty successful night. Big class.
Wow,
and
it's a nice turnout.
I did not hear of any bad reports. I wasn't called, so I appreciate it. So.
We had a power outage for about 10 minutes.
Power outage for 10.
Got through it. The fans blew a circuit. Got it back on.
That's all I have, but I have Mr. Ingles to give us a construction update.
Yes, Axis and Macero, they won't be with us anymore now that the project's winding down, but really the only thing that's left for the project is the pool area, the pool and the pool locker rooms. Today we started putting water in the pool, so you typically need about a week to get that process going and get the chemicals right and all the water levels, pH and things like that monitored before we can put kids in there. Still have some things to do in the pool locker room, some touch-up work. The diving boards and starting blocks will go in today. Painting the wall in the pool and locker room still needs to be done. And a little bit of patchwork for ceramic, but we are planning, if everything goes well, hopefully we'll have kids in the pool next week sometime, so that's our plan. But like I said, everything's winding down and it's starting to shape up, so we'll move forward. And also, you know what, we want to schedule an open house, a public open house, so we have to talk about when a good day for that, probably towards the end of the month, maybe early November. We'll schedule an open house for the public, so anybody that wants to come in, so we'll have some tours, and we'll have more information on that, and we can get something together for next week and schedule something for you.
All right, thank you very much. That is all we have for information. Next week, under athletics and extracurricular, we're going to ask you to deploy personnel and approve a volunteer coach. Under budget and finance, we're going to ask you to approve expenditures for the high school renovation project, approve change orders, approve reimbursement for credits earned. Under buildings, and grounds and safety, approve the address change for Penn Middle School and Harrison Park Elementary School. Under employee relations, negotiations, transportations, and food service, we won't have anything on the board agenda for next week. Under personnel and curriculum, we need you to approve substitute teachers and support personnel, approve new parent volunteers, approve leave requests, approve student expulsion, accept resignation, employee personnel, and approve band trip requests. Under policy, public relations, legislative title II, we're going to ask you to accept and file the information committee meeting minutes of September 6, 2016, and the final approval of the revised board policy and administrative regulations. We won't have anything under taxes, insurances, and census.
Okay, now, there's no one signed in for recognition of visitors. If anybody didn't want to speak and forgot to sign in, I will still give you that right to speak if you wish. Okay, no recognition of visitors. I need a motion for adjournment.
Quick question.
Oh, sure.
Scott, no change orders, will there be any?
Right now, we don't have any change orders. There is one pending. We do need to look at some electrical work for our existing scoreboard in the pool, and we're waiting for pricing, so there will be one.
Do you have any idea what that would be as far as dollar amount?
Dollar amount. I tried to get that number today, and the electrician would not commit to a number, but I'm estimating somewhere in the $5,000 range, but I don't hope to do that.
And do you have an estimate on the remaining balance left in the?
It's going to be in the neighborhood of $60,000 to $70,000.
Really? Okay, thank you.
That's what we're looking at right now.
That's very good. Okay, motion for adjournment?
Motion.
This might be a record.
Motion by Mr. Nemick, second by Mr. Kuchasik. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Nice meeting. Thank you.
All right, so Dan.
I think that is.
I forgot to.
I told Marty, I wanted to stop going down.